Significant changes, Mia. A little bit stronger forecast for Laura. We'll get to that in just a moment. There are still two tropical systems out here. That's Laura. This is the one we're concerned about. What's left of Marco, the center is right there. There's no storms under Marco at all. It was blown apart by the upper level winds. It's amazing to see when this happens. The low level swirl is what we call an exposed center. There are no storms around it. It's moving west while all the weather associated with it is blown off to the east. Those are those upper level winds, that wind shear we talked about the past couple of days. It did indeed blow Marco apart. You've got to have vertical up and down nice conditions for a hurricane to get going. When you get upper level winds, it blows the top off the storm. It can weaken a system, or in Marco's case, it can completely blow it apart. What's left of Marco is now just a depression. It weakens to a remnant low tomorrow and the next day, and it will be pretty much a non-factor in Louisiana and Texas weather over the next couple of days. This will be a big factor. This is the infrared enhanced satellite of Laura. Laura, the center, is right here on the western tip of Cuba. It's still interacting with land, but once it gets out over the open water away from land, we expect that it's going to intensify pretty rapidly. Right now, it's still just a tropical storm, wind 65. But the forecast from the Hurricane Center takes it to 110 strong Cat 2 status, sitting off the upper Texas and Louisiana coast. That's going to be Wednesday at 7 p.m. So it's going to be a Wednesday night landfall, maybe around midnight, somewhere between Galveston Bay and Vermilion Bay on the central Louisiana coast. Then it's going to race north. So this one's not going to sit on anybody. It's not going to be a Harvey rainmaker. In fact, by Thursday, 7 p.m., look at this. So Wednesday, 7 p.m., it's here. By Thursday, 7 p.m., 24 hours later, it's in central Arkansas. That's how fast this thing is moving. That's about 450 miles of travel over just one day. Spaghetti plots. You know, there's still consensus taking it into southwest Louisiana and the Texas-Louisiana border. Still a couple take it to Houston, still one or two to New Orleans. So everybody is officially nervous from New Orleans all the way to Houston. We're watching it carefully across the northwest Gulf Coast. But again, at the moment, computers suggest most likely southwest Louisiana. Most likely, not guaranteed. So based on that forecast, if the storm does go into southwest Louisiana, this is the wind forecast. But you can imagine if we get a little shift to Houston, these winds would be expected in our area. But as it stands right now, we're expecting wind gusts to 100 miles an hour in the Lake Charles area, southwest Louisiana, early in the morning on Thursday, midnight 2 a.m. That would give the Houston area 22 mile an hour gusts. But on that path, we would not have any significant impacts here. A little bit of wind and rain, and that would be it. Beaumont would have a little bit more of an impact the closer you got to that center. Then it races north. And by 2:30 Thursday afternoon, they've got a 60 mile an hour tropical storm in northern Louisiana, but we're just back to a nice breezy summer afternoon here in Houston. Again, that track is not set in stone. It's just at the moment the center of the cone. If those impacts come over here, you would have hurricane force winds, at least gusts, all the way up to Conroe, maybe even Huntsville. With Allison, we saw those gusts knock down trees all the way up to Conroe and Livingston. That was in 1983. Okay, so tomorrow, a few clouds in the morning. It's a nice day to finish up any preparations that you need to make here or on the coast. The extended forecast. So here's the impact. Wednesday night into Thursday. This forecast will change dramatically up or down based on exactly what Laura decides to do. And guys, I really don't think we're going to have a real handle on it until it really gets close to the coast. There's not going to be an early warning as to a track pinpoint on this one. Back to you.